Welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up Comedy. I'm Richard Francis Williams. I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up comedy so you can be a better comedian. All right. I've gotten to a certain point in these videos, and I want to let you know the direction. I've talked about it before, but I'm going to be taking a little break. What? Oh my gosh, no, huh? Yes. I've gotten distracted with the van. I'll give you an update on that at the end. This is my 125th video in 5 months. I've laid out the blueprint of my wealth of knowledge about stand-up comedy. I have a lot more to offer. Don't worry, I'm coming back to this channel. But the transition was supposed to be letting you behind the scenes and seeing what I'm doing, doing open mics and all of that. But plans change. And so while I'm trying to figure out my situation with my vehicle, also my credit report and all that, I have to pivot to doing what I do best, which is being creative and being funny. You haven't really gotten a chance to see that side of me, except for a little bit here and there. And you have 125 videos, 124 to go through and rewatch. Hopefully more people will tune into this channel. And I need to take some time to figure out exactly what my approach is going to be moving forward for my career as a stand-up comic and online personality entertainer. So I'm going to take a little break. I'll pop in here and there and give you updates. I just don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I don't want to just drop out of communication 100%. But I have a lot of ideas. I think I can blow up on TikTok just doing material without even having an audience there. I don't have to do it in a club. I used to run Funny or Die's sister site, where me and another comic would write and perform and direct and produce, watch the editors edit 3 comedy sketches a day. I still have a lot of that in me. I've worked on numerous TV shows where we're pumping out content every single day. So I need to take some time to formulate all of that. And this whole experience has been amazing for me. I've been able to get through, weaning myself with doctor's guidance off the medications that were dragging me down. I was able to kind of resolve some things in my personal life. And I've got one more run in me. I've got one more shot. I'm 53 years old. My health isn't great. And I'm broke. But there's more opportunities now than ever before because of the internet. I just booked a show. It's a free show. It's not till April. So I'll probably put that up and show the lead up to it. But yeah, I've done what I wanted to accomplish, at least in the first section of this channel. I wanted to give something back. I wanted to help comics just like I was helped. And it always bothered me when I would be at a show or an open mic especially, and another comic with experience would say to me, I can't believe this guy is up there doing that. I'm like, why don't you tell them? It's easy to complain. It's easy to tear down. But I wanted to do something about it. I wanted to help you directly. And I know I may never have said it, but take the mic stand and put it behind you. Don't let it be a distraction in the front unless the mic is still in the stand the whole time. Thank you to everybody who has been tuning in and leaving comments. It's amazing. I know this sounds like a farewell speech. It's not meant to be, but as I'm talking, I'm realizing, like, I want to say this. I want to say one thing. I do want to say, I crop the videos sometimes because I don't like the way I look in them. I'm like, I look fat there. I'm not fat, by the way. I have a little bit, but I'm in pretty, hold on, let's let it out. Okay, there we go. Maybe I'm a little fat. Oh, there it is. I also figured out what was going on with my skin, where it looks blotchy and like raised up. When I quit smoking cigarettes, which I did while filming these every single day, I started those Zyn nicotine patches, and then I switched to a brand called Rogue, and I went from 3 milligrams to 6 milligrams. I didn't realize that that was making me break out. I have very sensitive skin and a very sensitive soul. That's an interesting thing about my life. I would have people say, "Oh, you're too sensitive." Yeah, maybe. It's also what has made me a really good comic. And so that's one more lesson for you. Be sensitive. Be an observer. Go do things you've never done before. Go bowling and write out what the experience was like. I saw, Willie, even in this video, you're going to do stuff? Ay. I saw some of you in the comments talking about, I sit down to write my 10 jokes a day, and it's nearly impossible. And then I go in the shower and, ideas come to mind. Again, that's because when you're trying to be a comic or a comedian, it's hard because it's like you're putting on a uniform. You're trying to do something instead of doing something. So what I recommend you do is write out 10 experiences or 10 things you've observed. So today I was dealing with the van, the fuel pump came in, and I was like, here we go. I can get back out there, do open mics. I'm going to try to install it myself, but I went and got a coffee, and I'm writing down the things that I need. So you need a brass punch instead of like a crowbar to hit to turn this one locking mechanism, because you don't want sparks to go in the gas tank and blow yourself up. I went to 3 different places. No. Then I went to Lowe's, and I asked this one lady, and she didn't know. And then this other delightful lesbian who knew her stuff back and forth said, we don't have brass punches here. But if you go into the plumbing department, you'll find some brass fixtures for pipes that you could probably use. And I was like, why didn't I think of that? Thank you. Thank you so much. And I went in there. There were tons of them. So I get like 3 of those, different kinds, different sizes. I get a mallet, so there's not going to be any chance that I spark on the other end, even though it's brass. I go home. I watch 3 more videos. I write out every step that I need to take. I had cleaned out my van when I was at Starbucks. I got everything out of there. And I open up the packaging, and the gasket that's supposed to come with it is missing. So I have to go to every auto parts store I can, and none of them have that part. Some of them can't even order it. Just the rubber seal that goes around it for when I close it back up and you're not supposed to reuse the old one. And I don't want to take a chance because it's the fuel. So I'm back to square one. I emailed the company that shipped it to me from eBay. Hopefully they'll overnight it. It's supposed to come in the package, but it didn't. But one of the things I observed were the people along the way. At two of the auto parts stores, like, they joke around with each other in these places. And there were two different women at two different stores that were missing all of their top teeth, probably the bottom ones too, and didn't have any replacement like dentures. And they were just laughing. They weren't hiding it at all. And I'm not going to do a joke about it in my act because it seems too easy and I don't want to make fun of people. But it was interesting to see two women back to back with this big gummy smile, not trying to cover it in any way, shape, or form. Just look at me and they're like, we can't get this. You can't. No. And they were having the time of their lives. One of them even said she was having a horrible day, but she's laughing and I'd say smiling, but I always feel like smiles involve teeth. So I could write about that. What was the real experience like? What was it like dealing with all of this stuff? Because I don't deal with this on a day-to-day basis. If I try to write a joke about it, I'd be forcing it. It would be a hacky joke about somebody without teeth. If I write down what actually happened, things will then start to bubble in my subconscious mind or my unconscious mind and go, okay, this with this, and then this, and I saw this other thing on the internet, and then this, and O-rings and gaskets, and that's how it works. Stop trying to be a comedian when you're being a comedian. Just be you. Be funny. How do you be funny? You analyze things, you observe things, you break them down. You complain about how things are versus how they should be, or how you want them to be, or how you expect them to be. So I'm excited about this next step. I'm going to be using this time to create another YouTube channel, a TikTok account, an Instagram account. You can find me on Facebook. I'm just Rich Williams on there. And a picture's in black and white of me holding this microphone. Feel free to add me on any of those. And keep checking this channel because I'm going to come back to it and post updates and all that. But I have to now, before in one of my videos, the Susie Soro one, I said, I got to get my shit together. Well, I did. And now I got to get it together for myself, for my comedy and my resumed career, whatever that looks like. I have to hypnotize myself. I have to really brainstorm because once I'm in, as you can tell by this channel, I'm all in. And I have to be all in for it to work. It's going to be very different. It's going to be just comedy. It's not going to be instructional at all. And so you'll then get to determine whether you like that part of me or not. And yeah, one of the things I might do is, I was talking with him tonight, is record my conversations with Gavin. I can't say his full Christian name because they're so damn funny, because he's such a crazy individual, but he's as solid as a rock and very grounded. And he's been through a lot in his life. And I'm not going to get into that. It wouldn't be appropriate. But the conversations we have are hilarious. And yeah, so it might be, here's an update with Gavin. What's he think about the Jew tunnels? That still makes me laugh. And it seems like nobody got in trouble for that. What about the twink in the Senate hearing room who was getting plowed from behind. Never got arrested, huh? I mean, all these things are happening around us, and it makes major news and then it's gone. And certain people don't get in any kind of trouble. It's wild. We live in the wildest time of my life. And I think with this election, it's going to get even crazier. So, yeah, I'm excited. You might see that character, Frank Funkbuckle, that I tried out but wasn't dedicated to. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? And you can always contact me if you want one-on-one mentoring. If you want to book a session, just email me, richwilliamscomedy@gmail.com. But I am going to go by Richard Francis Williams. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that on the... I don't know how many characters you get on TikTok, so I might have to go by RFW. But I'll update you with all that crazy stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed this channel up until this point. And I want you to know I did my best. And I honored my word. I made a commitment. And I went 100%. And I'm proud of that. And hopefully there'll be comics for a long time who can check out some of these videos. But I'm a comic first. I've always been that. Even since I was a little kid. So thank you so much. Again, I'm not leaving forever. I'm just taking some time off so I can figure it out and then go full steam. And I know that Bingo appreciates it, and Willie's indifferent. He doesn't really care as long as he's got his chewies. Ain't that right, Willie? He's sulking on the pillow because he's not in this. I had him up here earlier, but then he got down. And I wore the Ed Hardy again. Look at that, huh? I should put that part in color just so you can see all the glory. Gavin was making fun of this tonight. I know this is going long now, but who gives a fuck, right? If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Gavin's like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything about the Ed Hardy. I'm like, good. I don't need to hear it. At least it's not Von Dutch. Von Dutch. All right. I won't see you tomorrow unless you watch one of my older videos. But keep the comments coming. And I will see you soon enough. Thank you. I don't know how to end this. It's like really weird. Because I just think of it and say it extemporaneously. And then I usually think of something funny, and then it's like, I don't know, it like pops into my mind. But then I get to this point and I don't know what the